Hello.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So please, the before it cuts, did you get this side? Did you all get this side, or I have to recap?
You have to recap. We didn't get this side.
No, sir, you stopped at let name equals to promise. That's where you stop.
On this
Yeah,
function,
exactly.
this one, Abby, this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first
let's
one, yes. Let name equals to
let me equal
promise.
to promise.
All right, let me comment this
Yeah,
one out. So this one now, we said let name equals to promise. This is actually a string, okay? Then let z is equals to what? X, which is 30. And I said this plus that you are seeing here is a concatenation word operator. Is one of the operator that we have in JavaScript, but it's actually mean concatenation. It's for joining two variables of different data type or of the same data type together. All right. So I was not saying, okay, I want to attach something to this. When this button is clicked, let us see a result that will what that will be popped out. So we said I now declared a variable here called spk. All right, this is what this one is doing here. So spk.test content equals to good evening James. I want this to appear. What I want to appear there should be 30 promise. So this function that I have here, I have to call it inside the on click button here. So which is going to be say what? Say hello. So if I click on this button, I will have good evening James 30 promise. You can see that this 30 promise is what? A variable x is 30, variable what? Name is what? Is promise. And it's joining them together. The question is why the space? The space now is because I added a space here. Alright, if I run this again, then I click, you can see that there's no space between them again. So if I have a space here, if I run it again, I'll have my words, my space. So what I'm saying in essence is this: concatenation is to join two data type or two variables of different data type or of the same data type together. So what I said the beauty of function is that you can write your entire code on one function and you just trigger it inside your what inside your HTML on a click of a what of a button. I hope this is okay. On a click of a what of a button. Is that okay? Then I said this function that we declared here is actually the conventional function. The conventional function is when you have the function keyword, then you have the this is actually the function name, which is what? CLO. You have to have your bracket open and close. Then you have to have your curly brace open and a curly brace what? Close. So anytime you are seeing this in anybody's program, this method, this type of a function, know that it's old JavaScript word function. Now, I said we have a new way of declaring JavaScript, that's ES6 and ES7 uh, libraries. So in ES6 or ES7 libraries, we have what we call the arrow words, the arrow function. Why do we call it arrow function? Let me remove this code that I have here first. So arrow function simply means that you use your word const. Remember we say const is a declaration that has to do with the latest version of what JavaScript. Const say hi equals to curly brace open, sorry, bracket open and bracket close. This is why they call it arrow function, equals to greater than curly brace open and curly brace close. Inside here is what your statement was. Your statement will go inside here. So your statement will triggered inside here. So what I want to do is this statement that I paste inside. So and I was saying that if I still call this same function, this one now the function name is what? Say I. Instead of say hello, I'm going to say what? Hi. If I save it and I run this, you can see that there's no problem with my code. The thing is still working out what? Fine. Is that okay? That is that about this type of a function. All right, because we still have other way of declaring function, but let me just break it down to this for you. Then we have what we call the call backwards function. Why do we call a callback function? Let's assume it that this function, please, I hope you are following me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, let's assume it that I don't have on click here. All right, I just have a class here. I have a class, then that one I call it btn, and I want to when this guy is click, I want to use this class to do it, not on click. So I can use what we call the an event words listener. Let me bring it on top so that we'll be seeing everything. The event listener is what they call the uh, the other kind of function which we want to look at, the uh, callback words function. So look at what I want to do here. I want to say, for example, I'll still display that stuff there. My variable has to be declared false. What's my variable name? My variable is going to be, let's say, const. Member is a class. Let's say btn. This is btn. So I'm going to call, that's supposed to be const, right? That will be document dot query words selector. I'll call that particular word class that I have inside there, and the class name is what? I will add an event word listener. So I will be listening to a click event. We have a DOM event. That's why That's why it is called jQuery. We have a click event. We have a DOM event. So if you are listening to a click event, you pass your click inside here. So the next function that will come here is the callback function. What is a callback function? A callback function is a function without a name. It's a nameless word function. So no name for this, but you notice I'm using the function word keyword. So let me bring all of these that I used here so that you see that I will still be in a very, very good shape. Let's say I use this here, then I want to trigger it inside here. So this is what I have, right? Now if you look at this my HTML now, there's no on click there. All right, I've actually passed it inside the what, the btn. So if I go to my button then I click, I'll still get the results. Are you getting it? Are you guys with me? Please, are you people with me?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But I don't understand this one.
yeah, I know this one will be somehow. This one that you're seeing here is what we call the a callback function. You will see it in projects. That's why I'm going to do a project after I'm done with explaining this now. This function that I see here is a callback function. Remember, in the conventional function which we have here, you have your function, then you have the name of the function, Abby. But in this case now, I'm having the function without a name, and it's inside this particular word add event listener. Add event listener is actually a DOM method, and it's a jQuery JavaScript manipulation, a DOM manipulation method which they call the jQuery. Okay, I added an event listener. I am listening to a click. You click a button now, isn't it? You click a button. We also have DOM content loaded. It means that immediately the system load, all right, everything should load out. So DOM, let me see if I can get it. DOM content. I hope I can get the spelling right. Loaded. Is how to spell load? DOM content loaded. So this is not the right spelling for it. DOM content loaded. So it's supposed to what? Immediately you refresh, it's supposed to display. But let's leave that one first. Let's deal with this on click now. On click simply means when you click on a button. You also have a D click, that's on double click. So comma, then I call my callback function. The essence of my callback function is for me to type my words, my statements. Do you understand? The essence of this callback function is for me to type my words, my statements. So because of this click event, that's why Whenever I click on this button, whatever is inside will be triggered what will be triggered out. So I think I said in last class that JavaScript make this semicolon to be optional, right? I said it last class. So if I'm not putting it in my program, do not crucify me, okay? So it's not compulsory for JavaScript. So, but a lot of programmers out there, they like to put it in their program. So is that understood?
Um, Relating to what you said, look at this spk dot text context
Mm,
equal to good evening James. Then
yes.
after that, then I say plus and
So,
then a
but
z.
Plus, yes. This plus here is the concatenation. I'm
Uh,
joining this z to these letters
it's
here.
what?
Concatenation. Plus is a concatenation here. It's
Okay,
me joining the z. No, the value of the z now is what is here. So that will be x join plus what? Name Abby, which is going to be 30
okay,
join plus what? Promise. That is going to be stored on what? On z. So I just called it here. That's why you're saying it's showing 30 what? Promise.
okay,
See another thing I want to do again. I want to use JavaScript to change the background color. So I'll just say spk dot what? Dot style. JavaScript is for style. spk dot style dot, you have to call your background. This is what JavaScript used to, these are JavaScript used to recognize, because JavaScript always honor camel case syntax. Camel case syntax is missing small letter with what? With capital letter. Let's say I want to turn the background to be something like green. So immediately I run this program and I click on this button. Are you seeing it? So you can also change the text color. So if I come here, all right, style, that will be what? Color, Abby. That will be color. So I want to turn the color to be white. So a lot of things. JavaScript is very sweet, man. So if I click on this now, you can see that the text inside has turned to white. That's not CSS. That's just JavaScript doing its own work inside there. Is that okay?
sir, but I have a question.
Okay.
So this JavaScript is
Mm.
any of this option you want to use. Either I want to use event listener, conventional function, or the arrow function. Anyone I want to use, or the most you must use all.
You must what?
So I said like this. You gave us three options now: the conventional function, the arrow
Mm.
function, and this button listener, event listener, or something.
Mm. Event listener.
So I said for just yeah, it's just for you. This event listener is um,
It's
yeah, it's
confusing,
just the
Abby.
top code that is different from the rest. It's not that it's confusing. It's just the top code that is different from the rest,
The what?
but it's okay. It's just this top code, the
This one,
the
Abby.
button, add listener, click,
Yes.
yes, click function,
Yes, yes,
the other.
yes.
But
The event
it's okay.
listener now, you know that clicking is an event now, Abby. Refreshing on the browser is an event. So we should have an event listener for refresh. Are you getting it? Clicking is an event. Anything you do on your application and you get a result, we call it event. That's what event listener is doing there. Which is a button now. We listen to what? To a click what? Event. So you have to pass in the name of the event you are listening to before you call your what? Your function. Is that okay? This one everybody
Yes,
is
sir, it's
quiet.
okay.
It's okay. So what
We're still learning. We're trying to.
JavaScript is sweet. To me, I like JavaScript too. So that's that about that. So what I would do now, let me bring a project for you guys. I agree with that project, you understand what I'm saying better, right? So let's do something meaningful. So I'm going to still send you this code, but let's just do something what meaningful. So the project that I'm looking at here is a color flipper project. It's a color flipper word project. I need to collapse this guy here. Sorry. So let's go live. So I will just explain the I will explain the HTML, the CSS that I have here, because I can't be writing CSS again and HTML when I'm not dealing with JavaScript. Okay. So but I will just explain in the course of my explanation of the code I have here. If you have anyone that is confusing, please do well to ask your question. Okay. Now on line 8, we link a what? A style called styles.what? CSS, isn't it? So the style.css is inside here. This is the styles.css file. Now let me come start from the style.css first. Now this one that you are seeing on line 14, you're having column root, a curly brace open, then you have values passed there and stuff here. This, let's assume that you are working with a team of developers. All right, you're working with a team of developers, or let's assume that somebody that is a product designer designed the product and they brought it to you as a developer for you to what, to carry on from there. Already the product designer have already defined the font size, the color, then some kind of little things that they have to do. All right, and the person now hand over the color to you. And you now, you are not the only person that is working on that project. You have other team, other programmers that is working on it. So the best thing that will be suitable for that kind of a project is for you to structure it out. So you define your variables. So in CSS, you can define variables in CSS. So this CLRO primary one is actually a variable what? This is a variable name. And this variable name is going for this particular color, which is what? HSL. So HSL is just like your ROGB, alright? Your way of doing your ROGB, but this one, you can see that you're having percentage attached to the last two digits. But what I'm saying here now, this is the color that is attached to the CLRO primary 1, CLRO primary 2. These are the variables that they declared. So we come here now, the person also declare the variable they want to do their fonts. You can see that they use what? Roboto, and this roboto is stored inside variable ff what? Primary. This one that you have here, variable ff what? Primary. That's what you have here. So they also define for variables ff for secondary, for open sans and stuff like that. All of this you are seeing inside here is just a variable declaration in your what? In your CSS. Is that okay? So these are variable declaration. Now the question now is, how do I now use this variable inside my words, my elements? How do I use such variable inside my elements? Now let's assume that the body now, you can see that the font family of the body is ff secondary, which we have seen that was actually declared here. So they are using what? Open sans serif and sans what? Serif. Let's say open sans, that's what they use for the body. And the background color, so anytime you are calling a variable that you have declared inside your root, you should use your words a var. So when you use your a var method, then you open a bracket, open and close, hyphen hyphen, you call your variable words name. Let's assume I want to change the background color of that. I want to change the background color to this guy here, to this one. All right, I'll just copy it. I'll go to my code, this background color that I see here. I'll just paste this. I'll paste this on there. When I paste it there, you can see that the color changes to that. So the variable was actually declared here. Whoever is working on this project, we know this is where the variable, the color has been declared. We'll just be using it directly on the said words project. Please, any question? Any question? All right, let me continue.
So, 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 in other words now, so, but this CLRO that you called, is it just you can use anything, or you must be CLRO,
The variable
FF, and
must be
the rest?
declared. The variable must be declared inside this root here. So if I want it to turn
Yeah,
to
I know,
this,
I know.
yeah.
No, I mean the
Okay,
this
the
thing,
name
the
Abi.
CLRO,
It
yes,
must
the
it must not be
CLRO.
CLRO. You can call it your own name. Please, you should understand variable by now. Now,
Okay,
variable is user defined. It's you that would know the kind of variable that you are putting there.
Okay, so you can just name it. It's just the
You
color.
can name it.
So instead
let
of it
me
to be
let me change
repeating,
something here so that you understand it. This is CLRO green, Abby. Oh, let me change this one
yeah.
to hyphen what data what data pro. So hyphen data pro. What do I have here? I want to change for the rem, Abby. I didn't change the right one. Let's say I'm going to bring this one back. Let's just say I have a color for this. Okay, the color is I'm using RGB. Let's say greens here. 200 comma 0 comma 100. So let's say this is the color I pass inside data pro. So are you seeing it now? So it's not compulsory, it must be CLR. Are you good now? So it can be anything you pass it, but that hyphen is compulsory that you
Yes,
pass
sir.
it there. So let me
Okay, sir.
take it back to normal.
Okay. Okay, so I now understand. It's just
Okay.
like if you want to use like one color for different section, you just call it up there, then you just start
Yes,
replacing it in the
yes, yes,
in
yes,
your CSS.
yes, yes.
Yes, sir. I understand now.
It's for
Thank you.
group. It's for group work. Okay.
Okay.
Then the I have to understand that. Let's move down to. Let's go back to the HTML, the index.html file. Please, is there anything that is new here? This is your normal HTML code now. But the only thing that we are going to talk about that we need in the JavaScript, number one, is this button, right? Because this button has to be clicked. I'm looking at a scenario whereby the background color will change. Are you hearing me? Will change when you click on the button. The background color will change. This one here will also change. So it therefore means that I need to look for the class or the ID that this one is using. Then I also need to look for the class or the ID that this one is what is using. That's basically what I need in my in my JavaScript. So let's see. On this part here, this btn, this btn is having a class of what btn what hero, right? It's also have an ID of what btn. Are we together? So btn and btn hero is having an ID of btn. Why this one here is having what? Is having a span, is inside a span, which is giving a color of what? A class of a what? Of a color. They are all in the what? In this container. So, and they say we have to create a file called what? App.what? .js, right? And presently we don't have that file on our environment. So let's make that file available. App.what? .gx. App.what.js. This is our JavaScript word file. Now,
Okay, sir.
yes,
So I have a question.
good.
Sir, so okay, instead of calling the script in the HTML, you can just create a
You can create
JX
a file
file
for it.
separate.
Create a file for it,
Okay,
then you
then you don't
link
need
it.
to be calling script
No, 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 no,
or
no,
anything. You just
no,
paste
no,
it
no.
there.
You just call it in.
Then
You
you
just
link it the normal way you link your CSS.
your CSS. But the thing is that for JavaScript, you link it at the bottom. For
Okay,
CSS,
with
you
your
link it
script.
at the head with your script. Yeah. So
Okay,
that's just
okay,
the
thank you.
difference. So my app.js, the first thing is that the color, because this is an example of basic color. Basic color. Then you know that we also have another one here called X. So I don't know if time will permit me to do that. We also want to look at the hexadecimal color, whereby we have more color words combination. Now, if you want to declare, because we have, I think I talked about array last class. If you are declaring an array in JavaScript, use your const. So let's say my color array enable you to get multiple items. That's what I said in that class. So let's say I want to get, I have red here, part of my color, uh, my RGB. Then I have green. Then let's say I have blue. Then let me just add one other color to it, like two of them. let's say I had something like ROGB, let's say I don't know what this color is, 200, 25 or 24. Then I have 50. I don't know what that color we produce, but we'll see it when we get our final words results. So I have this here. So what's going on here? Okay, then okay, I think he said it's red. Do let me just change it from red to something else. Let's say this is the color I'm using. Okay, they are adding opacity to it. I don't want to add opacity before, but no problem. Then I want one hexadecimal color to be, let's say my hexadecimal color, hexadecimal must always have your hashtag f1, f2, f2. So I don't know what this color, this one is telling me is white. I don't want it to be white. Let's say I'm using this. Yep, I have this color here, better. So this color has been declared inside my my array. All right, now let me show you something. I need, since I'm talking to this button, right, I'm talking to this button, I need to add, first thing first, I need to declare my variable that I want to use to handle it. Then I need to use now add what, an event what listener. But if you want to use the other method that you understand, fine. Okay, so I will use the first method, then I will now use the event listener what method if time permits me. So let's first of all declare a variable const the btn. Remember, the btn is this button. All right, if you look at your HTML, this button is having what, a btn as a class, right? So it therefore means that we are calling what, document dot what, query what selector, isn't it? So btn equals to document dot query selector. So I'm going to select what is the name of the button. I'm looking at what, btn. All right, then the other one that I'm changing is called the color. Const color equals to document is also a query selector dot query selector. Then I'm having what, my color, which is my class, inside what, inside here. Are you getting it? So what I just succeeded in doing is that this one that you are seeing here, this one is for the btn. Why this color? Because we said we want to also change it here, so that the person, it's an application, person will actually be able to pick color that probably don't understand color code. They're able to pick the code and use the color for their words, for their project. So since we are talking to button, I need to add an event listener btn. Should I use event listener dot add event words, event listener? So I will be listening to a click words event. I'll be listening to a click event. Then I will now pass in a callback function. Should I use callback function, or what do you think? Let me use your conventional function so that you will be used to it. Function name, let's say the function, then the name of the function, let's just call it what I call it, let me call it color flipper. That's the name of the function. I'll pass this guy here, I'll pass this here. So inside here now, I will call my color words, yeah, color flipper function that I have just declared inside here. Now let's see something. This is my colors, right? If I come here and I say, for example, console.log, let me allow you to see something. Console.log, please, console.log is a way of testing if your program is actually good. Let's say I have colors. I call my array, which is what, colors. I think I have it. I should have access to it. Console.log colors. So if you check your browser, see plenty error everywhere. Let me refresh. It said aborted script, blah blah blah, from refuse to execute your script. Why are you not executing my scripts? Let me even see my cursor first. Good. Aborted, 404 not found, me. So this error is telling me why did I pass in my JavaScript. So I'm going to create a folder here for it. Let's call the folder JS. So inside this JS, I'll put, where's the folder now? Yeah, I'll put this one inside. I'll put this one inside. So inside my this thing now, I have to go inside js slash app.what.js. I should be able to go inside js app.what.js. I hope this is good. Let me see. Let me first of all be able to see it. JS. I'm not even seeing it. What's going on here? This one is outside. It was outside before. So I think it's going inside now. JS. Ooh, it has to be inside this final. So let's see. JS. Yeah. So I'm now going to app.js. So you can see that this error has disappeared. It was not seeing my JavaScript before. That's why it was showing that error. So let's inspect back. So I want to check my cursor.log. What's going on here? So my cursor.log, I don't know. I want to be able to see my program. Why is this one showing like this now? So alright, when I click on this button, what are you seeing? You're seeing that all the arrays I have inside here, right? Red, green, blue. Please, are you guys with me? Are you both with me?
Yeah, yeah.
So you can see that I have
Yes,
red,
sir.
green, blue. This when I click on it, it means that I'm having access to what? To the array that I've just declared inside my words, inside my JavaScript. It means that I'm fine. So you have to always use cursor.log to check if your program is in a very good shape. If it's not in a good shape, you will see the error there. So it means that I can continue with my JavaScript words code. So secondly, now let's show you guys. Let me show you something else. Uh, you know that if I want to access the first item there, I think I don't need to say that. I've said it last class. It's just for me to use a square bracket here. Our password 0. We have said that array start from what? 0, Abby. This is 0. Green is 1. Blue is what? 2. This one is 3. This one is 4. So if I save this now and I run this, let's say I check my cursor.log, you see that I have it is only red that is going to what? That is going to come out. Are you seeing it there? So it's only red that is coming out because I pass in the index of what? The index of 0 inside that particular word code. Now, what about, let's say I want to generate a random word number. I want to generate a random number. How do I do that? Still inside the console.log. Let me see, do inside the console.log. 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 If I say JavaScript have a method called random. If you call your maths is a maths method, maths dot yep maths dot random, you got to have a random generation of words of numbers. So if you check your program, I don't know, I have to maximize my screen, inspect. So as I'm clicking on that button, you'll be seeing that number will be what? Will be cropped in out. Alright, that's not an error. Are you seeing that? I'm having auto generation of words of numbers. Auto generation of numbers. Now the question now is the numbers are changing, but my index, the highest value I have in my array, the array that I have inside here, the highest value I should be having is what? This 0, 1, 2, 3, what? 4. It's 4. But right now I'm having what? I'm having decimal number. So if you want to get your whole number, you have to get what we call the floor method. So the method is called math dot what. Let me just put this one inside the brackets. Close this bracket here. So you have to use your math dot what. Math dot floor is just a beauty method in math dot what floor. Yes, math dot floor. If I pass this math dot floor here and I'm looking at random, let's see what this guy is going to show you. If I inspect my cursor, all right, if I inspect my cursor, I'm having not sure this is that understood. Do you understand it? Please, I need your response though.
So yeah.
So the math.floor display number, the whole number before the decimal point. But you now notice now that I'm having 0000. It means that I'm not having access to other item inside my what? My array. What's going on here? Hello? Hello? Is anybody here?